Hey, what up, though? So, I've been talking a lot about this video that I've been wanting to post about nutrition, and I was thinking about making a series. I spoke a lot about making a series, but I've decided not to do that. I want to just make one compartmentalized video about some of the things that I've done to help my nutrition, to gain my physique, or to even just be able to have energy, to be a more productive person, to be running at my optimal efficiency in terms of my energy levels, in terms of not only my exercise but the things I do at my workplace, my time I spend with my kids, and my time I spend with my family and friends. So, I would say that me personally, I believe that there are three keys. There are 9 steps to a perfect nutrition plan. I have developed a plan that I believe is close to pretty optimal if you take all 9 steps. But in those 9 steps, I would say 80% of the work is in the first 3 steps. So the last 20% of dieting is really nuance. People like to get into a lot of semantics in terms of, oh, you should drink this tea, or you should take this substance, or this, that, and the other. But really, there's really 3 key things to the modern American person who has access to their local grocery store that doesn't really have some of the more extravagant things you see on the internet that you're there requesting that you order. It's all, you have to understand that people are trying to sell something. They're going to try to sell you this super mineral, but in reality, you can achieve the same things through a regular diet. So those first 3 steps that I want to highlight in this video are, and I want you guys to pay close attention to these because they're very simple and they're very achievable by anyone. The first one, number 1, is stop drinking anything that is not water. No juice, no pop, no beer, no liquor, no Gatorade, no Powerade, no electrolyte solutions, no nothing. Nothing that is not water, okay? You're failing to realize that you are putting on mounds of calories by drinking juice and pop, as well as liquor. Liquor has completely other elements into it, as it self ferments in your stomach and has its own properties involving yeast, which cause the bloating in your stomach and things of that nature. So we're not even gonna get into liquor. We're just gonna focus on juice and pop. Juice and pop have so many extra calories in them, and I think people really need to dissociate the idea of water and liquid. Water and liquid are not synonymous. Water is a substance. Liquid is a state of matter. Just because you drink a liquid does not mean that your body just magically absorbs water. A lot of fruit juices that are purchased and pops that are purchased are really only like 30% water. There's not that much water content in them, hence why they have so many calories. What people need to understand is that water, also another thing about drinking water is not a negative. It does not take away from anything. It just doesn't add anything. Water is like zero. Anything else you put in your body in terms of eating is adding. You're adding calories anytime you're not consuming water. And water is not a negative. It does not take away. It is a zero. So, with that being said, you need to reduce the amount of calories through not drinking juices, not drinking pops. We're not even going to get into the semantics of what high fructose corn syrup is and all the sodium and all the sugar content, all the different types of sugars. We're not going to get into all of that. strictly you are consuming 250 calories per serving of pop. That's what it says, or 150 servings per calorie per serving of pop. If you look on I think it's what a 16-ounce bottle. The bottles are like 2.5 servings. That's what? That's 375 calories. And if you drink 2 pops a day, 3 pops a day, and the average human diet for maintenance is around 2,000 calories, you're toast. You're going to consume half your calories in just juice and pop. And don't let yourself be a drinker, because then there's a whole nother element to that we haven't discussed. But that's number one. Don't drink anything that is not water. Second is, and this is important too, don't eat anywhere that has a drive-through. It's safe to assume that if somewhere has a drive-through, they are not making food that is fresh. This food has high potential to be either synthetic or rotten because it's been sitting out all day. It's probably been sitting under a hot stove. It's probably been exposed to live insects and things of that nature. It's just not a healthy way of eating. It's just not. So nowhere with a drive-through. So that will automatically nowhere with a drive-through. What I'm punctually saying with nowhere with a drive-through is the Power 5 fast food places. McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, Taco Bell, KFC. None of them. And then anywhere else, if you can drive through, you can't do it. Can't do it. Nowhere with a drive-through. This will force you to choose more places that either make the food fresh or you're just gonna have to cook it yourself. And once you start buying fresh food, you start understanding the real price of real food. Then you start cooking at home. That's where you start saving money. The idea that you can eat for the same out as you can in is because you're eating garbage. Once you start eating more quality food out, you start to understand how much it actually is to eat healthy. Then you start making your own food. So that's number 2. Nowhere with the drive-through. So we're going to go over this. Number 1 was don't drink anything that's not water. Number 2, don't eat anywhere with a drive-through. And number 3, this one is pretty important for people that want to lose weight. This is for weight loss and for people who want to chisel or lean down. Is 3 square meals a day, no snacks. So some people prefer eating windows. I would say maybe like an hour-long eating window would probably be fine. That would be a good window. So you would probably have an eating window when you first wake up. You would eat between, I don't know, let's say you get up at 6 a.m. You eat between 7 and 8. You don't eat between 8 and noon. From noon to 1, you eat again. And then you don't eat again until 5. You eat from 5 to 6. You don't eat again. So in them windows, you can eat whatever you want. And in between those windows, the only thing you consume is water. So that's for all my weight loss folks. And really what I am trying to imply by saying the 3 eating windows is that you want to have 3 whole meals at those intervals and at those times. 1 whole breakfast, 1 whole lunch, 1 whole dinner, nothing in between. No candy bars, no snacks, no. Well, you can probably chew gum because gum is pretty negligible when you look at the calorie consumption on it. But I would say no, nothing else. And I would say you could probably drink coffee just because of the digestive effects coffee has on top of water. Don't overdo the coffee because you don't want to dehydrate your system, of course. But if you stick to those and you make sure that you get your body weight in fluid ounces of water, you will pretty much, or half your body weight in fluid ounces of water, I think it was, you'll pretty much be fine. You'll be okay in terms of maintaining your body and maintaining your structure. Now, in those 3 meals, or in those 3 eating windows, I say a meal because a full meal ideally will fill you up. And it should last you until your next eating window or meal. I say eating window because it's sometimes hard to consume just to eat everything at once. Maybe you might want to eat something. It might take 10 minutes to eat a little bit, and then you might take another 20, 30 minutes, and you might eat a little bit back behind it, just to make sure that you're full until your next eating window. But the major thing you want to do is you want to cut out unscheduled eating. Unscheduled eating throws off your digestive pattern and causes your body to store more fat that it feels like it may need, and it causes it to actually constipate you and retard your digestive process a little bit. So those are my three dietary cornerstones, and those are the ones that I follow to give myself energy. And when I need to get back to my bread and butter, those are the things that I refer to keep my physique high and to keep my energy high when I'm working out. So number one, don't drink anything that's not water. I prefer to say natural spring water, but some people like Purify. They add a little salt to it for electrolytes. It is what it is. Get your water. Number two, nowhere with a drive-through. And number three, 3 square meals. So try those things out. Like I say, that worked for me. It worked. It probably took about, anybody who's serious about losing weight, if you try those 3 things, you will see amazing results in 30 days. If you just eliminate the juice, you'll see a lot of results. But those 3 things, I believe, are in modern today's time for the average person. 3 rules for you to hone in on your dietary regimen, and a good way to get started. So try those out for about 30 or 60 days and let me know what you guys think.